The dust settles as twilight descends. In many Indian villages, life slows down, but in some, a different reality awakens. Here, women prepare for the night. Rajkumari is one such woman. She stands by the highway, her eyes scanning the passing trucks. She is waiting for customers. This is her life. This is how she supports her family. This is a story of survival in India's prostitution villages. These villages exist. They are a stark reality for thousands. These are not choices made lightly. They are born from desperation. Generations of women find themselves in this trade. It is often the only path they see. The only way to put food on the table. Society may judge them. But who offers them an alternative? We must look closer. We must try to understand their plight. This essay will take you inside these villages. We will explore the lives of these women. We seek to inform. We seek to evoke empathy. Jigoy Village is in Rajasthan. It is about 3 hours from New Delhi, but it feels like a world away. Here, the tradition of sex work is deeply entrenched. Many families depend on it. Young women often follow their mothers or their grandmothers into this life. It is a cycle of poverty and limited choices. The village lanes are quiet by day, but they transform as night falls. This is where we meet Anita. She is a young woman with a story of difficult decisions. Anita, whose name we have changed, entered sex work. She says it was her choice. This was 3 years ago. Her family needed support. She saw no other way. Her clients are varied. Local villagers come to her. Truck drivers stop by. Migrant workers seek her company. Anita earns a significant amount. With this money, she paid off a large family debt. She dreams of marriage, but only after her family is secure. Then there is RNA. Her real name is Rakna. We have changed it for her safety. Her story is different. She is the eldest of 7 siblings. Poverty was severe in her home. Her family was deep in debt. She started sex work at 15. It was not a choice. It was a necessity. Her mother was a sex worker. RNA became the main earner for her family. These women like Anita and RNA are survivors. They carry heavy burdens. Debt is a cruel master in these villages. It often pushes families into impossible situations. Many women enter sex work to repay loans taken for emergencies, for illnesses, for marriages, or even for daily survival. This debt is a heavy chain. It binds them to the trade. Breaking free is incredibly difficult. The economic pressure is relentless. It shapes their lives. It dictates their choices. Banks do not recognize sex work as legitimate employment. This is a major hurdle. So these women cannot get formal loans. They cannot access fair credit. Instead, they must turn to local money lenders. These lenders often charge exorbitant interest rates that are impossible to repay easily. This deepens their poverty. It creates a vicious cycle. The more they earn, the more they seem to owe. They are trapped. The system seems designed to keep them there. It is a fight for survival every single day. Despite the hardships, these women often become powerful figures. The roots of this issue run deep. They are entangled with history and with social structures. Many communities involved were traditionally nomadic. Tribes like the Nuts, Bia, Banara, and Kayer. They were performers. They were dancers, jugglers, and acrobats. They moved from place to place. They entertained people for a living. This was their way of life. But this changed drastically. A dark chapter in history altered their fate. The British colonial government arrived. They viewed these nomadic groups with suspicion. In 1871, they passed the Criminal Tribes Act. This law was devastating. It criminalized entire ethnic groups. Their traditional livelihoods were destroyed. Their movements were restricted. Though this act was repealed after India's independence, the damage was done. The stigma persisted. It became almost impossible for them to find other professions. This historical injustice pushed many into sex work. It became a means of survival, a last resort. Other historical practices also contributed. Systems like Devadasi and Yogin existed in some regions. The Anti-Devadasi Act of 1947 criminalized this, but it failed to rehabilitate the affected women. They were left vulnerable. Section 5. Navigating the law sex work in India. The legal landscape surrounding sex work in India is, well, quite complex. It's often misunderstood and, there are an estimated 3 million sex workers in the country. That's a significant number, isn't it? The majority of them are young, predominantly between the ages of 15 and 35. And these are just the official estimates. The actual numbers could be even higher. These women operate in a grey area of the law, and this ambiguity affects their lives profoundly. It makes them more vulnerable and, honestly, it makes it harder for them to seek justice. In India, sex work itself is not illegal. An adult woman can choose to engage in sex work. However, related activities are criminalized. Activities like pimping are illegal, running a brothel is illegal, and human trafficking is strictly forbidden. These laws are meant to protect women, meant to prevent exploitation, but in reality they often create confusion. They can unfortunately be used against the sex workers themselves. Police raids are common, and women are often arrested or harassed, even if they are working independently. This legal framework presents many challenges. It makes it difficult for sex workers to assert their rights. They fear the authorities and are reluctant to report crimes against them, like assault or theft by clients, because they worry they might be penalized or further stigmatized. The laws designed to curb exploitation can inadvertently push sex work further underground, making it harder to reach women with support services. Services like healthcare, counseling, or legal aid. There is an ongoing debate about reforming these laws. Some argue for decriminalization or even legalization of all aspects of sex work, believing this would give women more rights, more protection, and more control over their lives. Others fear this could lead to increased exploitation and trafficking. The challenge is to find a balance that truly protects the vulnerable, respects their dignity, and offers them real alternatives. The current situation leaves many women in a precarious legal position. Section 6. Scars of Survival, Stories of Abuse and Strength. The lives of women in prostitution villages are often marked by trauma. Abuse is a constant threat. It comes from clients. It comes from society. Sometimes even from within their own communities. Yet amidst this darkness, their strength shines through. RNA's story is a harrowing example. She was just a teenager, forced into sex work by poverty. She was taken to Mumbai. There, an agent controlled her. She faced unimaginable horrors. One client beat her severely. He stole her clothes. She was left with nothing. This was not an isolated incident. Chandralekha from Natpurwa village also shares a painful past. Her grandmother influenced her. She joined sex work at the young age of 15. But the reality was brutal. She endured abuse. She felt a complete lack of respect. The experience scarred her. She eventually found the courage to leave. She decided she could not continue. Her story highlights the harshness of the trade. It shows that even when it seems like a tradition, the human cost is immense. Many women suffer in silence. Their voices are rarely heard. Despite these horrific experiences, these women show incredible resilience. Section 7. The Unseen Walls: Caste, Family and Societal Stigma. Caste discrimination plays a significant role. It builds unseen walls around these communities. Many women in sex work belong to historically marginalized groups. They are from the lowest rungs of the caste hierarchy. This low caste status leads to deep-seated stigma. It affects every aspect of their lives. They are often shunned by mainstream society. They face discrimination when they try to find other jobs, or when they access public services. This prejudice traps them further. It limits their options. It reinforces the cycle of sex work. The issue of paternity is another challenge. Many children born in these villages do not know their fathers. The mother's customers rarely provide their real names or any identification. This creates serious problems. Official registration of a child often requires a father's name. Without it, these children can fall through the cracks. They may struggle to get birth certificates, or school admissions, or government benefits. This lack of identity can affect their entire lives. It is another layer of hardship for these families. The role of family members is complex. It is not always straightforward. Section 8. Lighting the Path: Education and the Promise of Change. Education is a powerful weapon against this cycle. It is widely seen as the most crucial tool, a tool to break intergenerational sex work, It can open doors to safer employment. It can empower women and girls. It can give them choices. Choices their mothers and grandmothers never had. Many in these communities understand this. They see education as a beacon of hope, a pathway to a different life, a life of dignity and respect. This belief is driving change, slowly but surely. One inspiring example is Guru Nagar. He is a teacher. He comes from one of the affected tribes himself. He understands their struggles intimately. Supported by an NGO, he is working tirelessly. His mission is to end sex work through education. He educated himself against all odds. Now he teaches children in these villages. He teaches his own relatives. His efforts are bearing fruit. Some families are seeing their children get educated. They are daring to dream of a different future. His work is a testament to the power of one individual. There are success stories emerging. Stories that offer hope. In one instance, a girl from one such village joined the police force. Section 9. Dreams taking flight. Aspirations for a brighter tomorrow. The desire for a different life burns brightly, especially among the younger generation. Many women like Anita dream of leaving the profession. She hopes to marry one day. She wants a life free from the shadows of sex work. After securing her family's future, this dream keeps her going. It fuels her resilience. Young girls in these villages also have aspirations. They see the world changing around them. They are exposed to new possibilities through education and through the media. Nancy is one such young girl. Her dream is to become an air hostess. She wants to travel the world. She wants a life far removed from the realities of her village. Her aspirations are a powerful symbol, a symbol of hope, and a symbol of changing mindsets. These dreams are fragile. They need nurturing. They need support. But they represent a crucial shift. A shift away from the acceptance of sex work as inevitable.